What's up, guys? I got another vlog to you today. March 7th, 2021. It's a beautiful day. It's a Sunday, and I'm on my way right now to pick up my buddy Marcus. I'm doing a little bit of a kind of a road trip today. Gonna have some car stuff. I don't know how BMW this is going to be related, but I mean, we're driving there in my BMW, so therefore this vlog is BMW related. But yeah, basically he's got an S14 that he has been getting running. It's at our buddy's Nick's, so we're gonna go out there and see what we can do. It's like a 2-hour drive from downtown Toronto, which is where I live. He's in North York, so I'm picking him up on the way, and we're driving out to our buddy's Nick's. Nick, I haven't seen Nick in 5 years, so I think that's going to be pretty cool to, you know, see him and see how he's doing. He's married now, he's got 2 kids, car garage and everything like that, so we're going up to kind of a little reunion as well as doing some auto stuff. So I mean, in the future of my YouTube channel, I want to bring you guys a lot of build content. So I have my E36 M3. We're going to do a lot of track days this summer, a lot of upgrades. I'm going to showcase all that stuff for you. Marcus has this 98 Kooky S14 KA Turbo, absolute sick car, which we'd love to make some content of it and everything. He's also got some Subarus, some WRXs, STIs, or I think WRXs that he wants to, you know, mod out and do some things too. So I'd love to bring you guys more vehicle modifications to the channel, and hopefully I can transition my channel from, you know, doing brand new BMW walkarounds that I have for my work and showcasing, and then eventually work my way over to sweet car builds and, you know, building sick cars and restoring and all that kind of stuff. Like for my E36, I'd love to put a half cage in it, 2 full bucket seats, a turbocharged system, upgraded brakes. After that, maybe make it like a full cage race car type of setup and everything. We'll see where we can go with it. But yeah, so we got a Sunday vlog coming up. We're gonna drop by Marcus, pick him up, see if he wants Tim's or anything like that. Maybe I'll get him to talk about his car a little bit on the way there. And yeah, we'll just kind of show you guys his S14, introduce you to Nick. We'll see what's going on with his S14, see if we can get it started. Because I would love it if this summer we were able to battle on the track, because in the past it hasn't been running for a couple of years. There is an issue with it was turbocharged, running OBD1 on an OBD2 car, and here in Ontario we have to pass emissions test, and they changed something with the emission test so that we can't fake it. We used to be able to kind of fake it and get a emissions test if you knew a person, so like it didn't have to pass, so we could just say it passed. They'd like do a fake car. They changed something, they made it you had to read the OBD or something like that, I remember, but you couldn't fake the emission tests anymore. They're really cracking down on it. And then Doug Ford changed it where you don't even need your emission test anymore. So that's really one nice thing for the modified community, because basically the thought behind that is almost all of the cars on the road nowadays, like 90% of them are pretty much brand new. Oh, phone's falling off here. Most of them are brand new. So we didn't need to, there's really no need wasting all the taxpayers' dollars to emission test these cars, and only a small sliver of them aren't passing anymore. All of them are like so new, the technology of staying up to date with it and everything, so you don't even need them anymore. So we had tried to convert his S14 to OBD2, so removing all the turbo stuff. We sourced out like an ECU, a wiring harness, all of this stuff for OBD2. We couldn't get it to crank over once we converted it all over, and then like the next day they said no more emissions tests. So we're like, fuck. So we put it all back together as turbo, and ever since then they've just been having some issues of getting the car running. So we're gonna go to the next, we're gonna see what's wrong with it, and hopefully this summer we can get lots of footage for you guys for the S14, and we can get some track stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna pick up Marcus and we'll take it from there. Guys, okay, so this is my map. I'm at Marcus's house. Let me zoom out. We have a 125 kilometer drive to Nick's house, all the way up the 404, across Regina, over to Kawartha Lakes. We should get there around 11:16, it says, with my driving probably like 11, but yeah, it's gonna be far. Just for reference, this is one of Marcus's Subarus. This is his winter beater. He's got another one of these, but white. See, it sounds so sick. and you'd be like, oh, it's got a nice exhaust on or whatever. No, it doesn't have any muffler. That's why it sounds so sick. All right, so we're on our way to shop. I picked Marcus up, got some Tims in his system, a little bit hungry. He's feeling a little bit better now.
We're good.
Yeah. So this is Marcus. He's been my best friend since grade 11, I think. What was that, like 2010? Holy fuck. We've known each other for like 11 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. It's no longer like friends, but literally like family that you choose at this point. We lived together for like 5 years. Just everything. But yeah, so we're on our way to Nick's place. We're checking out Marcus's 240 because we want to get that back running on the road. How long you had the 240 for?
Since 2016, so 7 years now.
7 years. But you haven't... What? Yeah, a while,
That's a
right?
long time.
It's a long time. Oh man. And I had my E36 a couple months before you got it, I think, right? Like I started the project in October.
Yeah, you
and then you picked it up the following May.
Like you had a project car and I'm like, well, now I need one. So
yeah, I started the project car and I was like, this is going to be great. And then in like I started in October, then we go through the winter of working on it. And then in like May or April, you find this sweet turbo 240. And now I'm the jealous one because I'm like, the car's already built. This thing's freaking sick.
Except I haven't driven it since 2017 May.
17, so like 4 years now. It's been like kind of on it like bad shit ever since you were coming home to the new market house.
So I'll explain it.
Okay, yeah, tell them what happened to it.
It's KAT setup, so it's OBD. It's a real kooky 98, so it's OBD2 chassis, but I had to convert it to OBD1. So I had to get in the fake emissions on it. Got the fake emissions. Was driving it for a little bit, stored it for the winter, just busted it out a couple weeks before my birthday. Was driving home one morning from my girlfriend's place to go to work, and there was the Ministry of Environment sitting at like a greenbelt place. They were doing some work. I don't know how, whatever, they ran my plate. Obviously the car was probably soot coming out of the back of it because she ran pretty rich. And they pulled me over, took my plates on right then and there because I didn't have, obviously I didn't pass like emissions the first time, and the place I took it to had put that on like the report, so they screwed me right there, took my plates, and I've been trying to get it back on the road ever since. But if I knew what the government was going to do and Ontario was going to have no emissions,
yep,
then it would have just went full bore, would have done everything I wanted to the car. But unfortunately we tried to put it back to stock so that I could get my emissions and then go back to the turbo setup, and then putting it back stock and it's sitting and trying to work, and it's all life in between the car that messes everything up. So that's where we're at right now.
Literally, I kind of explained it before I picked you up. I was talking and I was just saying like we converted all the way back to OBD2, and then Doug Ford did the thing where you don't need any more emissions tests. So then we put it all back to turbo,
yes.
And it hasn't been right ever since then. And but now we're heading to Nick's and we're gonna see if we can get it running and everything.
Oh, I forgot my compression tester.
Oh, that sucks. He doesn't have one?
He has one, but I wanted to bring mine because he wasn't. Dang it.
Yeah. And funny enough, actually, technically, this 240 is actually mine. Technically, it belongs to me.
No, it's in your name.
Yeah, it belongs to me. I mean, he sold it to me without me paying for it. No, but insurance, like Marcus' insurance was ridiculous because you were at a fault accident when you pulled out with the.
Well, no, it's not really that. They can't actually. So if you have two cars, they can't actually use one accident against you on two policies.
No.
They can only use it against you on one. So it wasn't that fact. It was the fact that the area that I live in,
oh yeah,
the insurance rates are just ridiculous, and I didn't feel like paying that. And you were living in Barrie at the time.
No, I think Barrie. Yeah, I think it was Barrie.
You were living at your dad's.
Well, Barrie or Pontypool, they're all.
Oh, Pontypool is where.
Yeah, you live in the city.
Registered.
I live way over the bumfuck nowhere.
So the insurance, is way cheaper. Yeah.
So yeah, technically the car's under my name, but Marcus still owns it, of course. Just helping him out, but we'll probably put it back under your name. Sure.
I think you kind of owe me, considering like
all the work you put in on the E36. It's the least that I could do.
Yeah.
It's the least that I could do. I really wish when I started my E36 project, I started my YouTube channel then, because we would literally like be on like we had so much content from building that car, And yeah, but I'd love to do some 240 content, get it running this year.
Lots of burns.
Do some track days. Yeah, you got lots of burns. Do some track days. We have a rear suspension bushing kit for the 240, which I would love to install and stuff. I was telling Marcus wants to sell it, kind of. He wants to maybe move on and buy something else. But I was telling him, like, just give it to me. Just let me drive it. Let me put stuff on it. Let me do stuff. It's such a rare car. It looks so, yeah, it's money, but it's such a rare car. It looks so beautiful that I couldn't have the heart to sell it. But at the end of the day, it's probably worth like $15,000 to $20,000 now because they're so rare to find. And it's his car. He can do whatever the hell he wants with it. It's his money. If he wants to buy something nicer and newer and less headaches, like, go for it.
I also have 2007 Subaru WRX.
Two of them?
Hawkeye. Yeah, two of them actually.
You guys saw earlier in the clip the blue one, but then he's got the same one, which is a white one, which he wants to do some upgrades for. What do you want to upgrade this summer? What can we make video content with for it?
Well, I'm putting carbon fiber front fenders on it. We're putting the STI rear overs on it.
That's sick.
And then basically I'm just getting suspension set up properly. We're putting the STI aluminum lower control arms on it and like a full bushing kit underneath it. And then we're going probably an IAG long or short block. And then we'll see from there. Build it up. Going to do the twin scroll setup from like the 2 liters in Japan there.
Oh, I love it. So if you guys want to see more Subi content in the future and Marcus's build, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned. This summer we're going to have big things. And if you made it this far into the video, make sure you like this video. Make sure you like it, as it helps, you know, with YouTube's algorithm, and, you know, helps us get our stuff out there, makes it more reasonable. And Marcus hates being on camera, so if we get more views, it'll make it more reasonable for Marcus to be on camera. Because if any chance he can get out of it, he's like, yeah, I don't want to be on camera. I had to, you know, make sure he's Tim's, he's good to go, make sure he's comfortable. But if we knew you guys wanted to, food works, yeah. But if we knew you guys wanted to see more content of Marcus, make it easier for him to get on camera. But yeah, we're heading to the 240. I wanted to ask you a couple questions. So I recently heard on Subis that the exhaust manifolds are actually uneven lengths, and that's why you get such a Subi rumble. So the front cylinders and the rear cylinders, they don't, like a lot of exhaust systems, you want to make sure all your header tubes are like the same length. But for the Subis, they purposely don't have them the same length. You're technically losing a little bit of power, but it gives you that Subi rumble that is so well known now.
Personally, I'm not a big fan of the Subi rumble. I think it sounds like a diesel running. I don't like the fact that they have unequal length headers from the factory. It's just all because of space and convenience or whatever. You're way better off with running an equal length header every day and night.
So it sounds like if you're custom making your exhaust manifolds, that's what you do?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know why you would want to have the benefit of like an unequal length header. The pulses just aren't even proper for going into your turbo either, right?
I don't know,
that's a bigger reason why you get like, there's that lag in Subarus a lot when you go to step on the pedal and kind of waiting for a second, then everything's there.
It's true. I don't know, but I don't know why you'd want a flat motor anyway. So I don't know why you'd want a Subi in the first place anyway. I'm joking. But fun fact, Marcus is on...
I'd take a Subaru over a BMW any day. At least we know how to use our signals.
Nah, what's a signal? I don't even know what the fuck that is, bro. You're speaking a foreign language to me. So a little background on Marcus. He's actually an engine rebuilder. It's literally his full-time job. Big diesel engines, but he knows engines inside out. He's a mechanical guy. He's also a fabricator. What'd you go to school for? 2 years of what?
Manufacturing engineering, welding, or manufacturing engineering equipment, welding and robotics.
So he's basically an engineer. He welds everything. So my E36, he did all my welding for me, all my fabrication. I needed bracket or anything. So I would love it if you guys love our content in the future, more car stuff. We're able to open up a shop, buy Marcus like pipe bending equipment, CNC equipment, everything like that. And he'd be literally like a fabrication guy, and he would love that, to like hand build exhaust systems, roll cages, everything like that. You'd love that shit, right?
Of course.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And then another thing is, I want to wrap one of my vehicles. I don't know if I want to do it to my E36 because I'd love to paint that like
you'd have to prime that entire thing first.
You'd have to, but so because the paint job on that's so terrible, I would have to paint it first before I'd wrap it. Like, you wouldn't want to just wrap it because it's so shit. So I kind of would love to do it Verde Mantis green, but I came up with this idea the other night where I want to wrap a vehicle, and I've been wanting to do something like loud, like either one of my DYBs or the E36.
That you use the word loud.
Loud? Yeah, I don't know. I'm a loud kind of guy. Like, I want to do something that, like, I don't just want to wrap it one color. Like, I want to do a design.
And you're using the word loud. loud.
What?
But continue.
Yeah. Well, I want to do like that's a one-off design that like you computer generate, not just like you print a color and you wrap the car the color. I want to do something sick. So I wasn't sure what I quite wanted to do, and then the other night I saw an image of exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to show you, Marcus. I'm going to plug it in so that you guys can see what it looks like. But this is, I want to do like this, like a white base.
It's a zebra.
Yeah, black zebra lines across the car, and then in like certain spots have like neon pink highlights, neon green highlights, and neon blue highlights. Like the front corner area has like some of the stripes are neon pink instead of black, and another area of the car, some of them are neon green instead of the black, and then another section, some of them are neon blue instead of the black.
You can do all that stuff on your crap.
Do you think that would be a sick idea? Like if you saw that as a full wrap that was like white,
personally,
black
I hate
zebra
stuff
stripes?
like that. So
I think it'd be sick.
I'm all about sleek design. The only real colors I like on cars is they have to match that car particularly, and I'm not a very big fan of like bright, vibrant colors. Everything to me is always like a deeper, darker tone. If it's red, I like it being like candy apple or darker. If it's greens, I like forest greens, the deeper tones. Like I like grays, whites, and blacks mainly for all my cars, and I like subtleties. I'm not a big fan of the
Marcus
whole
likes
flashy wrap kind of bull crap. Look at me, and that's flashy BMW. Your 20-inch rims do nothing for you kind of bull crap. So,
and that kind of speaks to both our personalities too.
I don't like anything that you're doing to your car that doesn't actually add any sense of like performance or something that is gonna, you know, look nice. If you want to be racer, then go for it. But
I do.
It's race enhanced cosmetic or race inspired cosmetic enhancements.
Yeah, and that kind of speaks to both of our personalities. Like Marcus has always been like, he likes subtle things, sleeper cars, performance oriented, doesn't like to be loud or spread out. And me, I'm a kind of a loud personality. I get excited about things. I like to be noticed, that kind of thing. Marcus was like chill.
Which is kind of yes and no, because Denver isn't a big fan of loud exhaust, whereas I don't care how loud or obnoxious my car is at any point. I'd probably drive a full, you know, track car on the street daily, whereas
I would prefer a bit of more of a quieter car.
yeah, exactly.
I don't think I'll ever have a car without a muffler. Maybe a performance muffler, but I'll never just straight pipe my stuff.
My that blue Subaru you saw is downpipe only.
Yeah, you guys saw it. I pointed it out earlier. It was loud at BC, but it doesn't have a muffler. That's why. It does sound really good. It doesn't have a muffler.
It's no resonator.
Marcus's winter beer doesn't give a fuck.
It does have 2 catalytic converters, though.
See, my E36, it has a high flow cap. I'm pretty sure it's blown out now. But yeah, I want to do this wrap to one of my cars, whether it's a work car, whether I convince my boss. I kind of was talking to my boss. I want to like wrap like a brand new M3 and get it loud and take it to some shows and stuff like that, because we sold the art car M4. But if you guys are in Toronto, you know anybody, you know a website or anything where I could kind of put this wrap together and play around with it. If you know anybody that can help me out with this wrap, you know, send me an email, the description's in the link below and everything like that. Hook me up, let me know what you got, and yeah. But we're almost there. And when we get there, and we'll show you guys the 240. But for now, we'll see you in a little bit. All right, so we're here, and we were hanging out for about an hour or so, just chilling, maybe half an hour, and catching up. Basically, this is Nick right here, and he's not a big fan of being on camera and stuff, so I'm not going to ask too much of him. But I was actually just remembering, we literally worked together for like a year at Canadian Tire when we were both back in high school, which is pretty cool. But Marcus is there picking away at his 240s under that cover. So we're going to pull it out of the snow, and then we'll bring it into Nick's awesome shop right here. We're going to push it inside the bay and get to work. I didn't realize there's going to be so much snow. I love this car. The rims, the blue lug nuts. Perfect stance. This wing. Muffler. I love this car. This is how we're pulling this out. The beast. So wait, where's the tow hook?
Oh, there's one under there, don't worry.
I am worried.
You guys get on my way and I'll fucking help you out, and then you can see.
Well, Denver, fucking near like.
I'm trying to see, man.
Yeah. Hold on, Steph, help me. Knee breaks down, right?
Yeah. You got it.
Crank it.
Oh yeah, so this is Nick's shop. Beautiful hoist, lots of space, tools, 240 in the shop. Here's the heart, Marcus's S14. Got a KA, little turbo, little snail over here, little turbo snail.
From a 1993 Nissan Pulsar GTIR.
It works, whatever works, right?
It's a T28. It's the first year they put a T28 on the SR before they went to the S15. It was only came in the Pulsar. The S13s, like the SRs, were only T25.
Jeez, that's cool. So yeah, turbo power air comes out of here, goes down here, and then it goes in there, goes boom, and then more power. We got some heat wrap around the brake lines, and then another heat shield Marcus fabbed up. It's pretty cool because he's an engineer. And some metal zip ties around it because the exhaust is really close there, so don't want to get a hole in the intake boot. Yeah, boom, all the way down. Intercooler right here. Piping comes around and back in. There we go. So we need to put a battery in the trunk. Is that what you mean by backwards is the colors?
Yes.
Marcus, why do you have a black cable as your positive and a red cable
I
as
bought
your
the car like that. It's that speaker wire too, bro. That's not
I
even
remember,
fucking
yeah.
an actual fucking. That's not even.
I think both of them are speaker wire. They are. Sketchy, bro. Should rewire that.
I know I should.
Pull one out of a BMW or something. Oh, look, we have power.
Yeah, that was never an issue.
Oh yeah, just flooding. So the plugs are super rich. So we have fuel, we have spark, it's not cranking over. Marcus wants to pull the fuel pump and then we're going to pressure test it. Or fuel pump fuse.
See, now did you keep all the like? See, I think I did it like one at a time.
Okay.
Okay. I beat you.
Okay, so some compression is decent, 200 and two front cylinders and like 150 at the back and like 130 I think at the third cylinder. We're gonna try taking out the gas. I'm gonna drain it out and go get some fresh gas, see if that helps. So yeah, so currently fuel pump's underneath there.
Here, go. I can get it better in here. Hold on, let me move that one.
Who does the honors, Marcus, because it's his car? Pro tip when you're trying to siphon gas out, use suction, not your mouth. I make vlogs for YouTube, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's getting pretty good, haven't you? You got like almost 400 subscribers already, don't you?
Yeah. At 1,000 I start making money.
That's like barely any car stuff yet.
It's only been 2 months since I really started to get followers. So we just went to the gas station. We're gonna pop in, what you've got, 20 liters of gas?
Yeah.
Let's see if this thing starts up with some better fuel. Okay, we have it all buttoned up. Took us like 40 minutes. Well, now we're ready to pour in.
Denver, stick my hose in the hole.
Yep, you're good.
Like it's got some weight to it, it's not light. For what?
New fuel. Oh! We've been cranking it a bit now, no luck yet.
It stumbled there for a minute.
It did.
Which makes me believe the world are past.
It did, but then nothing since then. I don't think the battery has enough juice.
No, not really.
Alright, well, it still hasn't started back up, so Nick's gonna pull the plugs. Why do you want to pull the plugs again?
Just to air the fuel out of the cylinders.
Well, because it's all flooded?
Yeah. See what the plugs are doing. They'll tell me what's going on in the motor.
What does it tell you?
Soaked.
Oh, yeah.
It's not burning. We're getting way too much fuel.
Still getting spark?
Not without much fuel.
Alright, Nick put the spark plugs back in. Okay. Zo. Battery's dying.
Victory.
No, I am fucked. Looks the same.
Do we need the fuse? What if I can get some length out of it? What if we fucking take her out of there and put that?
I was gonna say, wait. Why do you even need a fuse?
I don't fucking know.
Isn't that only for stereo system capacitors and shit?
I don't fucking know, Denver.
Pretty sure, like.
I know it's good to have a fuse on your power shit, but.
Yeah, but I don't think it needs to be there from, like, in a factory. Like, I don't think that needs to be in there. So Marcus had this fuse set up in between the battery, and we were kind of thinking, like, it fried the fuse, which is 200 amps, but do we even need the fuse? Is the question. Taking the fuse out, I'm just going to connect it directly to the cable, and hopefully we don't light stuff on fire. Or hopefully we do light stuff on fire, I don't know. Marcus, do you want to light stuff on fire or not light stuff on fire?
I don't want to light my car on fire. I'd like to light you on fire.
I mean, if it starts smoking, then you gotta stop cranking. That's pretty easy.
Alright, give her a go, see what happens.
So much power. Yeah.
something's wrong.
Okay, so you unplug 2 cylinders, injectors. Oh! Whoa, we had something.
Okay, do it again.
2 cylinders are unplugged and injectors.
So, like, were you any throttle?
Yeah.
You were?
Yeah.
Yeah, like replicate everything you were doing before to get a fire back up.
I'm trying.
Okay.
It was a kind of like mixture of like kind of half of my foot, like I was kind of going back and forth, you know?
That's
And
fine.
I felt it kind of catching the spot. It was kind of trying to keep it there and kind of, you know, but it wouldn't. Let me go again?
Yeah.
Needs a rest.
Ah! Ah!
Close. Go again. Do whatever you were doing again before.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta like set my.
Maybe a couple more minutes. Get all that fucking old shit out of there.
We're over fueling.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, honest, like we're getting fuel. I think the spark's not good enough.
No, we're getting too much fuel.
Too much fuel, or too much fuel and not enough spark to handle it, or just not enough spark to handle it. I don't know. Because before we used to get the same amount of fuel, no, but the spark handled it. Is that cylinder 3?
Yeah.
It's even worse. These were kind of the dry cylinders.
Turn it on again. Like cycle it again.
That looks clean.
Cycle it again.
I don't know, kind of looks goldeny.
Probably do it 5 more times.
So that pours it out pretty quick too. How are the fumes? You're getting worse.
Do it 2 more.
It's looking a little better. Like trying to pee. Okay, don't do it again.
Yeah, no more.
No more.
I said no. That's taking good gas now. There's no way that
Yeah, there's no way it's not good gas now. All that's more than what the line would hold for sure. We can't get it started.
Not big deal.
Marcus, you're gonna need a new starter soon.
I know.
It's like a year worth of cranks. I wonder if somebody's able to like plug into the ECU and like get any feedback from when it's cranking to see if they can problem solve that way.
It does still have the port for like the OBD2 thing.
Like you bought the connector, didn't you? Plug in and see what the issue was computer wise.
I don't know if I think my
fucking-
console cable is here.
I don't know how, but like a
It's an OBD2 port.
like a
There is an OBD2 port, but
Marcus, if someone offered you cash for this car right now, what would you take?
Honestly, I'd want 12 grand.
That's pretty fair. These are so hard to find. And it's turbo. You gotta sort out little issues.
They are, like, they also are, like, they're, like, authentic work wheels and shit. Like, they're pretty petty.
Yeah, you got fortune over coilovers, got some bushings to give away with
The
it.
interior's absolutely immaculate on this. Like, well, none of the doors, none of the seats or have anything wrong with them. The dash is beautiful.
Really good condition. I mean, if it was running, I feel like it could easily, and like a nice clean detail and stuff.
Running is 45 grand.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking 20.
I think like 20.
They're just so rare to find. Nick's gonna fill up some tire pressure before we push it back out of the garage because it's been a failure day. Progress. Is it a Sylvia?
Yeah.
Now the challenge is putting it back in the parking spot that it came from.
Yeah, so no luck today with the 240, couldn't get her started. The gas had been in it for a really long time. We're getting, we have fuel, we're getting spark. I don't think it's enough, to be honest, but I think it's just over fueling and killing a lot of the spark, and it's what it seems like. So we put new gas in it, siphoned the old gas out, put some new gas in it. Had a couple hiccups, a couple burps where it was trying and it wanted to, but not very successful. So I'm gonna switch out some wiring. Sorry, some spark plug wires. Switch out some spark plugs here. I'm gonna get my injectors looked at, and I'm gonna try to plug her in to the Nissan with the console cable and see how she goes from there. Other than that, I don't know why she isn't firing up.
Yeah, I mean, you guys saw everything we went through today. If you guys have any ideas of what it could be or any helpful tips, just drop it down in the comments below. Thank you guys very much for watching. And if you want to see more 240 content in the future, just like this video and subscribe to the channel.